you deal with that.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying everyone should be a free spender, but also like there's a bit of risk that you're willingly agreeing to while you're in the startup phase.
Mm-hmm.
So traditional sports, of course you want to make money like right away, but you have to like build something before people come and want to invest their time in it.
Yeah.
So like Spectacor has done a really good job of like letting us build and learn on the fly and make mistakes, but like the good thing is we're making mistakes and we're learning quick and we're moving on. Like we're not making the same mistakes twice.
Yeah.
Which is like the definition of stupidity or whatever. It's like when we make a mistake, we learn from it and then we go and we don't do it again. Like, because if we keep making the same mistakes, okay, then I can see people like raising their hands saying, okay, what are you guys doing? Like, but yeah, we try to learn quick, and things that we don't know, we go find out. We find the experts for it and figure it out and let them tell us.
Those things that you don't know, like, is there any specifics that stand out to you, like, other than things you mentioned, like?
Well, like I said, like visa stuff. Like I'm doing visas. Like I had no idea about visas. Like we talked to the visa lawyers, like from the Flyers. We worked with Barry Hanrahan, the assistant general manager of the Flyers. Like he did all our first visas. Like he showed us how to do it and who to contact, and like Barry did. Like if you look at I can pull it out. Like the visa sheet says Barry Hanrahan on it. Like now the new ones say me, but like I learned from Barry.
Mm-hmm.
Like Barry showed us the way. Like good, great, and like dealing with visas is a very difficult issue right now. Like just in the climate we're in, like it's not as easy as it once was. And so like you gotta figure it out. It's you gotta navigate the waters a little bit, and we're learning. So it was fun.
Cool. And it sounds like Comcast Spectacor gives you that leeway to operate in the red a little bit, so you can get to the black long. So really thinking big picture, I guess is my.
Yeah, of course. The Spectacor has always been a long-term, company. I mean, even when Mr. Snyder was around, from the '60s on, like they had a vision of being a successful org. Like we don't want to be good for one season. Mm-hmm. Like we want to, build the foundation. And I think that's what season 1 did for us. Was build the foundation of what the fusion's going to be, and like just keep building upon that. And eventually, like we're going to hoist the trophy, and like we've already got 2 Contenders League trophies. Like, I want the big crown-looking one too. But eventually we're going to get there. But like you have to have a good, solid foundation, because without a solid foundation, you're going to collapse. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to build something that's going to be here from 2018 all the way through 2060. Like we don't want to like falter. So when I hand the keys over to somebody else, like they're like not walking into a disaster.
Sure.
Like they're in a good spot.
Great.
They don't have to make the mistakes that we made like early on. They got to be a well-oiled machine.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's the culture we grew up in as a sports company. Like we knew, how to be successful because like we had great examples from like Mr. Snyder on, like and Paul Holmgren and Ron Hextall. Like those guys, like you point to their success and like you have a marker for success. Like you look at those guys and like how did they build all these businesses and like that's how you figure it out. By looking and these, Phil Weinberg's been the general counsel here for decades. He's been a huge resource for us. Like he's helping me with the stadium. Like because he's built this building. Like so it's like, what do you do for architects? What do you do for city council? What do you do for this? It's like you do this. Like so like having that ability to have the old school knowledge comes in handy when you're doing your new school stuff too.
Wow.
And there's no substitute for people who have good knowledge about topics, no matter what the topic is. Gaming, hockey, arenas, like ad sales. Like we have some really great resources, and we have to take advantage. And other teams should too.
So it's incredible. So it sounds like there is in the esports space there really is no blueprint, but when you need to fall back, I guess having that sport resources is a good maybe like safety net.
It's a great resource net, I would say.
Resource net,
because like that's what they are. Like they're those guys are happy to help us. Yeah, they might not know what Overwatch is, or they watch it and they're like, I don't know what the hell this is, but like they want us to succeed, and like they're happy to help us and provide us whatever we need. So I mean, we even use like their the vendor that they use for like promotional stuff. That we use the same vendor because we came from the Flyers and we knew and they do good stuff. So like we use those guys. Like they're called Something Inc. Like it's just like you build relationships, and relationships are key. You never want to burn bridges because you never know when you have to cross that bridge again. Yeah. So like keeping strong relationships across both the gaming side and the team side are kind of vital to us. Which is kind of it is a benefit that I'm here in Philly and everyone's kind of out in California because I'm connected to everything that's here, like the mothership. Like all of our stuff is here in Philadelphia. Yeah. So if they need something in California, like I'm here to like help facilitate those requests, which is kind of a benefit, especially like as you're starting up. Yeah. So, and then you can't build an arena from afar either. So you better be in the market for that. So.
I guess that'll be publicly released later of the arena.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll figure all that out.
Sure.
Once the drawings are done, but yeah,
pretty cool.
Figure out where we're gonna put it and stuff.
Do I still have more of your time? I don't want to take you past.
No,
This is like A+ stuff.
Well, you better get an A in the paper, or pass, fail, whatever it is.
So it sounds like you're in a position where you're spanning two industries. You're spanning the sport industry, and you're that liaison, boundary spanner for the esport industry.
Yeah.
So like,
I'm like a translator. I like take what we're doing and then explain it to the boardroom.
Mm-hmm.
So, in terms that they would understand. Mm-hmm. So we still do financial reporting. Like we do traditional reporting, like everyone else does. But like, I'm here to explain it to them. Like, hey, why do we have a team house? Why do we have this? Why do we have that? What do we? And I'm explaining what that is, who that is, why that is. You know. So yeah, it's. I'm the liaison. I'm like the bridge between what we're doing out in California for the gaming side, and then the traditional financial reporting and business side. I'm kind of the translator for that. I'm the guy that's like explaining what the hell we did, and why we did it.
When you talk to the board, do you use like sport language or metaphors to maybe help like relate some of the esport concepts to?
No, we try to tell them in gaming concepts, but like slow it down. Like I've done sessions with the executives and showed them what Overwatch is. Like I had the tape, we threw it on the big screen in the conference room, and we went through a match and they explained what they were watching and slowed it down. And by doing that, they understood what they were looking at. Because a lot of times Overwatch moves so quick, like I don't know what I'm looking at. So like by slowing it down and saying like, explaining all the bars on the screen, or explaining the map, explaining the objective, like what you're trying to do, like why they're both going, home versus away. There's a lot of concepts that are very similar, like the pro sports, like home versus away. It's like baseball, like away team goes on offense first, home team's on defense, and then they switch. Like they explain those concepts. No, but we try to explain to them in like the gaming terms. I mean, if you look at there's our photo up there, like our team photo, like Dave Scott, our CEO of Conquest Spectacor, is in the middle of that photo. He's sitting there with like all of us, like it's just like he's out there, like we gave him
the gang.
We gave him like the rain jacket and like all the cool stuff, and but the biggest thing was when we made the finals, it was the Spectacor guys that told us to go get suites to entertain people because the league didn't give us any suites, and we come from live events and you entertain clients and VIPs, so they were like, this is what you do for events, like go get some suites and entertain people. So that's exactly what we did. We had a sponsor suite for 2 nights, brought up our partners, prospective partners, like we worked that, and then we had a box that we had, Brian Roberts was in the box, Bobby Kotick came by and said, oh, Sheryl Sandberg came in, like, other team owners that like eventually got announced, like they came through the box, like having that and getting that FaceTime with senior level Comcast people that came in, guests that we invited, Dave Scott was there, having that and the ability for people to see it and experience it makes them appreciate more kind of what you're doing. And it's not just you're playing video games. It's you just filled up an arena and it's a live event and it's really cool. So like that is like, but that's the sports guys showing us the way of, hey, this is how you entertain.
Yeah.
This is what you need to do. Like, yeah, you're going to spend some money on it, but in the long run it's going to help you. And like that was them with their knowledge and their experience of saying like, this is what you need to do. So, and that's something that we expressed to the Overwatch. Like, hey, like, moving forward, and more of these events, like you need to have a week gap between the playoff end and then the grand final. And you need to give teams hospitality so they can go, reward anyone that they've come across through all year that's been behind them.
Yeah.
So like we were able to like really make Brooklyn an experience for us as an org and like really set us up well for next season. Because like when we start making exciting announcements in like the next couple months, like a lot of the groundwork was laid like in Brooklyn. So, and that's all stemming from the guys at Spectacor saying, like, hey, you really should do this. And, like, our CFO, Gary Rossick, he signed off. He's like, you should do that. Like, go get the suites. Like,
wow.
And this guy, CSOs never say that. Like,
I'm
always like, rubbing 2 nickels together. I'm like, the Uber's going to cost too much. Like, but, like, that was something that we spent money on that was well worth the investment.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So that some of the expertise they brought to the table really helped maybe position you for future sponsors, future partnerships in marketing, things like that.
Yeah.
So long term.
Yeah, we entertained a lot of like good sponsors there, and Roger Canito, we brought him over from Mavs Gaming. He's our head of partnerships, and he's working on building a foundation of long-lasting partners. Because it's easy to get a sponsor once, like it's keeping them and keeping them happy and growing that investment with them, like is the hard part.
Sure.
You always get somebody once, but like how do you keep them?
Yeah.
So.
I guess the same issue with the fan. How do you get them not just once at stay, but keep them? Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to like have like Hey,